sit in the closet.
Hello.
We're back.
We're back
with
and
another episode.
We are, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. And today, I guess the only thing that we really need to talk about in the catch-up is us moving, because we've just moved house.
We have just moved house. It's
we moved from Coogee. Unfortunately, I miss Coogee.
They say Coogee.
Coogee.
They actually say Coogee, not
I
Coogee.
like Coogee. It sounds nice.
It sounds nice, but I can't. I'm still not got my head wrapped around it. To me, it's Coogee.
Okay, yeah, but I think that's just because we're British.
Yeah, but
we still live in Sydney, obviously, but our lease was coming to an end, and we didn't really like the place, did we?
No,
we just liked the area.
It was basically a box.
It was a
and
box.
It just had like wall dividers.
Yeah, literally.
Between each room. There was no windows in my bedroom. I could hear every single thing you said. I could hear when she moved in her bed. Like, that is not ideal for anyone.
Yeah, and you obviously are living next door with your partner, so that's not ideal either.
Not ideal.
So we are now in a place that's a little bit more. Actually, it's bigger, isn't it? It's a lot bigger. It's actually got windows.
It's so much bigger, but it's such an old building. And this is the thing with traveling. I think a lot of people that have traveled will relate to this.
Yeah,
that like you are going. It's like being at university. In uni, it's like you turn up to this house that it said it'd been professionally cleaned. It not been professionally cleaned. It is literally disgusting. Now, Mia was working the Thursday, Friday. We had to move that sort of those 2 days. So me and my girlfriend decided we would move it. We would move in. So basically,
I was busy. I was doing 10.5-hour shifts.
I know, but I'm not being funny, right? She had 4 days off before we were moving. So in those 4 days, I told her, lightly stop packing away, cleaning up a little bit. I've been working, right? And then she's like, yeah, well, I'm not going to have the time because I've got 2 days of working, like 10-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts. And I'm like, yeah, but I've just been working for five days straight. So
yeah, but I did some cleaning. I packed my room. I'd cleaned my room.
It had to be professionally clean, not wipe down the sides. Like, we had to scrub tiles.
You can't professionally clean 3 or 4 days before you're moving out. That's ridiculous.
Yes, you can. You can still scrub the tiles. The tiles.
I was also not very well, unfortunately.
There was she's never well. There was literally like 4 weeks of like torrential rain in Sydney, and the houses are just not built.
They're
that
not.
Much rainfall.
And
because
really
of like
not.
the ventilation in our property, like the mold was bad. But anyway, there was already damage to the walls slightly in our property, like from mold, but it's got worse. And we had tried to, keep on top of it, as I would say. Anyway, the point is we couldn't do as much as we wanted to do with it. Me and Kelly on that Friday did one day, hired a van, moved everything out of that apartment, then moved to another apartment, which then we realised, because me and Kelly hadn't viewed the property, only Mia had viewed the property. And she'd already warned us that she doesn't think it was the great property, but we left everything last minute anyway. When we got there, rude. When we got there, yeah, like it was part furnished. The furniture was fucking disgusting. And not being funny,
you went and got a bright green sofa though. I'm baffled by that one.
Yeah, because we went on Marketplace. I drove the van all the way to the other side of Sydney to get this bloody sofa. That we went round loads of places. We went back to Bondi to get a dining table. We went all of these places. It was a hard day's work of graft. I was knackered, right? Just gonna say that. And yes, we had to go and get furniture, blah 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 blah. But then Mia's only task was then to clean the house that we just moved into, because it was like we couldn't just like unpack.
The house that we moved into, I'm not understanding how an agency, how you can take pictures, move somebody into a property and not think this place is disgusting.
No, it's mad.
How could I physically allow somebody to move in? Why would they not get a professional cleaner? I'm not being funny or anything. I actually think it's a joke. I was scrubbing top to bottom. I actually had a mental breakdown halfway through the day.
She was killing me off because we got back to the property after doing a whole day's work, and she was like, and nothing had changed. Like, we'd moved the furniture in, but all of the stuff was still packed away. Bearing in mind that day, we had packed a whole house, basically, cleaned a whole house, moved, then got loads of things from Marketplace, and then moved back into this property. And when I got back to the house after a whole day shift, the house looked exactly the same.
Yeah, because I've been scrubbing
She's like,
cupboards.
you don't realise what I've been through. Like, I've been scrubbing top to bottom in this place. She was like, I've had a meltdown. I've had a whole meltdown. I was like, right, okay.
It's like when you're
She's like, I've only managed to get into a few cupboards in the kitchen, but you don't realise. And then she's like, through all this baking powder. She's like, she's got all these remedies to like get rid of smells, and like, it is a serious problem. I am writing a serious email. That there was no one hasn't yet responded.
I have written a serious email. Oh, that actually reminds me. Apparently, we haven't paid the rent. I just got an email.
No, we have paid the rent. We just sent
Why
an
did
email.
I get an email?
Yeah, we did too, and I've sent an email back saying that they got the dates wrong, and I've screenshotted the like contract,
Okay, good.
and they've apologised.
Okay, brilliant. See, they're absolutely rubbish.
But anyway, the point is it's disgusting. And now the previous property are trying to mug us off our bond. So I'm not being funny.
Yeah.
This is not right. Like, I get you trying to make a business or whatever, but you're fobbing off the vulnerable, to be quite frank.
Also, I'm not being funny. Have some bloody dignity and respect.
Dignity and respect.
Do you know what I mean? Like, clean
Absolutely.
the property. That is disgusting. It's disgusting.
Exactly.
The bins were like some of those indoor bins in the cupboards were mouldy. I binned them. I binned the bin because it was disgusting.
She didn't bin the bin. She kicked the bin on the floor and let all the mold go everywhere and made my girlfriend clean it.
I couldn't touch it.
I don't understand
I couldn't
the
touch
logic.
No, she did it. She said she would do it for me, so I
Okay.
got it off the thing.
Anyway, moving on. You said you wanted to play a game of Would You Rather, so why don't you do a little cutesy game of Would You Rather?
Shelby, I'm sure Would You Rather's not this app. Oh, it is this app, sorry. It is this app. Anyway,
We'll
Would-
just take that bit out. For God's sake, Mia, it's your... This is your
silence.
episode. Be serious.
Silence.
Thank you.
okay, so we're going to play a game of Would You Rather.
Yes.
Because I just think it's a fun game.
Yeah.
And I've just got some off ChatGPT, if you don't mind.
What? Yeah, fine.
Okay.
No one uses their own brain anymore.
No, who would? This ChatGPT. So, would you rather always have to sing instead of speak or dance everywhere you go?
Would I rather have to sing instead of speak? So, like, basically, I'm in a full-time musical every single second.
Like, you're
of the day.
always, singing. Or would you
Yeah.
rather dance everywhere you go? Like, dancing everywhere.
That's... I don't really know.
I think singing, because you're kind of singing when you're
But
speaking anyway.
can I sing? Like, am I a good singer?
I
Or-
don't know. It doesn't say that. It just says, like, you just be singing every time you have a conversation, just like we are right now.
Let's start doing that.
And it
then.
would just be
the
so
whole
good.
episode. I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah, so I'd rather sing. You haven't answered the question.
No, I wouldn't rather sing. I'd rather dance. I'm not being funny. So people are going to get sick of you real quick. Like, you sing the same line of lyrics
So
all
you're
that-
sick of me real
every
quick.
single day. I hear this. What do you sing every day? What's that song that you keep
Wrap me in your arms again.
I hear that 20
The
times a day.
adrenaline.
She does it all over the house. I think, do you not listen to anything else? Like, I don't understand that.
It's
But
the
no, I
only
think you
song
would
that's
get
in
sick
my
of it.
head.
I think you'd get sick of singing. Whereas if you're dancing, you could sort of pretend that you had a twitch or something, you know? And like, just be like people would get used to it. Like, they'd just realise.
Yeah, but
Or
you would
you
make
could
me
try and make
dizzy.
it
I couldn't be
subtle.
around somebody like that because it makes me so dizzy when someone's always dancing. Like, I couldn't. Imagine if you're just trying to watch a film and somebody's next to you just constantly bopping. Like, that would do my nut in.
That would, yeah, I didn't think of the
And at least when
consistency.
you don't
At least
have
if
to
you don't have to
talk.
talk, so you'd just be mute.
You could mime.
Yeah.
exactly.
No, that's true.
Would you rather have a rewind button or
A rewind.
a rewind button
You can't say the word.
or a pause button for your life? Good one, isn't it?
Yeah. I would. Oh.
Like, would
A
you?
pause. What do you mean by pause? Am I paused like this?
I don't know. No, you're like paused in the moment.
Am I in the moment?
A moment of time that you really love, I'm guessing.
So that if I'm really feeling like a euphoric feeling in this present moment, say I'm, in the Whitsundays.
Yes.
Because I've, when I went to the Whitsundays, like, it is beautiful.
Yeah.
Ideally,
I'm going
just
to the
on my
Whitsundays.
own, no one else around me to annoy me.
Yeah, literally. I actually think you need to go somewhere and be on your own for a week and then come back.
I just mean, like, if I was talking about the situation when I was actually in Whitsundays.
No, I know you're talking about that, but I'm just talking about right now. Like, just go.
Okay.
And come back a week later,
Goodbye.
please. Bye.
Okay, what would you rather do? I think I'd rather rewind, though.
I would rather pause because... No, I would rather rewind.
I would love to rewind. I would love to enjoy, like, even little things about, like, our childhood when me and you were just, like,
and also
us.
if you have, like, somebody that you really love that's passed away, you could always rewind and go back and see them.
Do you have that?
No, but if you did...
Well, you don't, so I'm not talking about you,
You
honey.
can in the future.
Well, I hope I don't have to think about that right now.
You might want to. So anyway, next one. Would you rather only be able to whisper or only be able to shout?
Shout. I can't do whispering.
Really?
And no one else whisper around me. My ears. I'm working in hospitality. I cannot hear anyone's order. People think I'm stupid.
You are stupid.
Yeah, I know, but it is even worse because I cannot hear their order. A weak soy latte, extra hot.
It would be a nightmare if you could shout at work because I now work with you on the weekends, and sometimes when we have our little arguments, it would be very loud. Everyone could hear us.
We do have arguments because she asks me stupid questions when I'm working.
You're very rude to me at work. It's not needed.
No, I'm an emotional wreck at work and I don't need you. It stresses me out.
Yeah, I come in, she's like, what time is this?
2 minutes past 9. You were meant to be here 10 minutes to 9. So I got her this job and she's mugging me off. I'm like, where all the other waitresses have come on time. She's gallivanting in. Excuse me. Go get your apron on. We've got work to do. I'm fuming. And then she goes and gets her apron, comes back, and disappears again. People are, the barista's like, right, table 2. That's Mia's table. I know it's Mia's table. I mean, where the bloody hell is she? Table 3. Now you've got 2 coffees up.
No, do you know what really upset me? I came up to you and I asked you, like, is everything okay with your tables? And do you know what your response was? Bear in mind, like, it's so easy just to communicate, yes, my table is okay. Thank you very much for asking.
Okay, can
Shelby's,
I ask you something?
No, you can't answer because I haven't finished. Shelby's reaction was, why don't you go and check the tables and you'll see if the tables are all right or
right, okay,
or not.
Next
Rude.
Argument. The point is, first of all, we were short-staffed and they shouldn't have just put me and Mia on because, first of all, I'm the only person who has been there a while and knows what's going on. Mia, to be fair, you were really, really good because we did blag a little bit about your experience. She's hardly worked a day in her life. But we do let her run food at home and stuff like that.
What the hell are you on about?
To practice. But anyway,
Shelby made me do a whole fucking practice routine the night before we started.
She
it's
sat
ridiculous.
me, she served me. Yeah, it's good. But anyway, the point is we then got given 6 tables to share and then she had the back garden and I had the inside. So then she goes, are your tables okay? They are our tables once. So you go and check and you say to me, they're all done. You don't ask me. So I have to go check when I've got other tables.
No,
other
I
things
just
to do.
got
You're
on the shift.
Your table's okay.
I just got on the shift.
We
they were
hadn't.
your
It wasn't true. Anyway, let's move on.
Right. Would you rather know how you will die or when you will die?
I don't like this question. Thank you very much.
Would you like to move on?
I don't like death things. I've got a really bad phobia of dying.
But just as a concept, I think I would rather know when, and I'll tell you why.
When or what did you say?
Or how. Because
I already know the answer to that and why you would say that.
Yeah, because if you know how you're going to die, you're constantly going to avoid whatever it is that's going to make you feel like you might die.
A car, you're not going to get in the car again.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas if you know when, at least you know how much time you've got until then, and you're kind of safe to do whatever you want before then.
Well, I'd rather not have that. Would you rather? That's just stressful, to be honest.
Moving on swiftly.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just pick one more then, I guess.
One more then.
Would you rather be able to talk to animals or speak every human language fluently?
That's really difficult.
No, I'm 100% going with speaking to animals.
I
I
knew you
speak
would
to
speak-
enough humans. I
Do
don't need
you?
to speak to
Do
any more.
you?
I don't need.
Do you?
They're a huge disappointment. If every animal could
depressing.
speak, imagine if you had a dog that was an influencer. That would be beautiful. A politician that was a dog.
Well, yeah, but they could be like a really shitty, you know, that could be like Donald Trump's, double.
No, it wouldn't. It's a dog. No dogs feel like that.
They may.
They may not.
They
That's
may.
pessimistic.
That's a pessimistic world we live in.
Whatever. Okay, let's get on to gossip of the week.
Gossip of the week.
Guys, because we need to move on swiftly.
Yeah, let's move on. So gossip of the week this week is attachment styles.
Attachment styles. And this was brought up in our previous episode during queries about a couple. Well, actually, it was their love language. It wasn't attachment styles, but it kind of goes nicely into attachment styles.
I think that attachment styles are way more important than love languages.
Agreed.
Would you agree?
Well, yeah, because the love language is just how you like to give and receive love, whereas an attachment style is something that's embedded in you from childhood. It's like it's how you, I guess, have successful relationships or not.
Well, I was listening to Jay Shetty's podcast yesterday about attachment styles, and he was doing a little quiz, which I want you to do the quiz because I did the quiz, and I got 100%. And basically, you
got 100%.
I'm not going to tell you yet. But
Okay.
I'm just going to set, I think you probably already know what kind of attachment style I am.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was saying that in the first 3 years of your life is when you are most likely to
develop the attachment style.
Before even being knowledgeable, aware.
Yeah,
of your
of course.
emotions.
Yeah.
And basically, because as a child you cannot self-regulate, you are solely reliant on someone else.
Well, it's that, I don't know what the study's called, but it's that study, it's the woman, and I don't know what her name was, something beginning with an A, and she put the kids in a room, she put a child, the mother in the room, and then she would then go into the room, the mother would then walk out, and that was how you would establish the attachment style of the kid. So would the kid get really, really upset? Would the kid notice that the mum had left the room? Would the kid still engage in play? All these kind of things.
Yeah.
And that's when she kind of came up with all of the attachment styles, I believe.
Yeah, no, it's true.
That's my understanding.
And basically, if you're a secure attachment style, then your parents were very consistent in the way that they showed and presented. If you were an avoidant, then more likely your parents were not very good at
meeting your emotional needs.
Meeting your emotional needs. And if you're anxious, then it was sometimes you would get a lot of attentiveness. Sometimes you would get absence. So you would be very dysregulated.
So much sense for us.
Potentially. So anyway, before we go into our own reasons,
childhood trauma,
before we dive right in, I shall
do the quiz.
So
are you going to tell me what you got first, or are you going to do the quiz and then come back to me?
Yeah, let me just do the I just want to see what you get first. So,
all right, let's go.
Okay, so you're at a party or a social function and you see your partner interacting with someone that seems to be flirtatious.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you, option 1, you need to get your notepad out, please.
Oh.
Take it in your stride because you trust your partner.
Yeah. This is hard. I don't have a partner, so I have to guess.
No, it's not about guessing. It's about looking at patterns in relationships previously and thinking what was predominantly what you would do.
Okay, come on then.
Okay, so you're at a party or a social function and you see your partner interacting with someone that seems to be flirtatious. Do you, option 1, take it in your stride because you trust your partner? Option 2, become jealous and ask your partner to justify themselves? Or option 3, you don't say anything but you become cold and distant for the rest of the night? If it was option 1, you pick C. Option 2, you press A. Option 3, you put B.
That is a little bit confusing. Well, I'm going to go with C because I'm not being funny or anything, but I want to be with someone I trust.
Don't say anything.
Well,
and
it
you
depends
become
on the
cold and distant for the rest of the night. Is
no,
that what you would do?
I leave them to it, and I trust them that they do it properly.
So you take it in your stride because you trust your partner.
Yeah,
So you put C.
yeah.
Okay.
I
Question
mean,
2.
in the ideal world,
Not in the ideal world.
I don't have a partner. It depends on my partner. If I trusted my partner, I would. Well, I may have had partners in the past that I don't
Jay
trust.
Shetty said,
Yeah.
okay, you are to be honest with yourself. Take a deep breath, okay, and try to answer the question what you think you would most likely do on a general sense. So please don't argue with me whilst we're doing this.
Okay, come on then. I'm going to go for the
Question 2. When you start getting close to someone, you do what?
Yeah.
1, you enjoy the feeling and look forward to seeing where the relationship goes. Option 2, you start daydreaming about where and when the wedding will be.
Yeah, that's me.
You. Number 3, you put on the brakes to make sure things are not moving too fast.
That also depends on the situation, but I'm going to go with the option 2. What was that one?
Okay, so if you did option 1, it's C. Option 2, it's A. Option 3, it's B. Okay, moving on.
Sense, but okay.
Question 3. Do you want to tell Jay Shetty that?
Do you want to hurry up? Okay,
Do we need to take a break in the podcast because you're really winding me up? 3, 2, 1. When it comes to relationships in your life, 1, you look to others to provide you with a sense of security. That's A. Option 2, do you have more acquaintances than friends or romantic partners? But that's fine because you can take care of yourself. B. Number 3, you have a variety of different relationships which you rely on for support and they rely on you for support too.
No, don't have any.
That's C.
A.
Okay. Question 4, the best relationships. 1, feel uncomplicated. B. 2, feel a team. C. 3, feel safe.
3.
A.
I'm going with that one. I want to be safe.
I knew you were going to say that. Question 5. I sometimes worry that, and this is hypothetical if you're in a relationship. 1, my partner will leave me. Put an A. 2, my partner wants too much from me.
No.
B. 3, sometimes I worry about issues with my partner. However, generally, I don't have any anxieties or worries about my relationship. C.
That's an A.
Yeah, I knew that. Question 6. When my partner and I disagree, 1, I generally feel comfortable expressing my thoughts and opinions. C. 2, I feel nervous to say how I feel. A. Or 3, I say as little as possible when my partner and I disagree. B.
No, I'm going for C. I'm definitely going to tell him all about it.
I feel nervous to say how I feel.
No, I don't feel nervous.
I generally feel comfortable expressing my footprint.
Yeah, what's that one?
C.
Right.
Okay, perfect. So, out of the 6 questions, how many A's did you get?
1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
So you're anxious. You're predominantly anxious attached. What were the rest?
C's. 2 were C's.
That means you're nearly secure.
Yay!
So you're part secure, part anxious.
That is so difficult though, because I'm not being funny or anything. I don't have a partner, and I do feel that it depends on my partner. Like if my partner was untrustworthy and acting erratically, then obviously I would feel less trust. But if I had a partner that was like really like safe and secure, I reckon I could move quite safely into a secure attachment
too. However, I do think there is sometimes a predominantly like
I'm predominantly anxious. You went.
I scored 100% anxious.
But I do think that the anxious attachment predominantly comes from your childhood, your attachment style.
Well, I was thinking about this because I was thinking, obviously, does that play into how does that affect and impact us? Because as twins, there's clearly like we always had each other.
Like a secure attachment.
We had a secure attachment the whole time. But because we are that young, I suppose, did we lean on each other? Or does that mean that in their, their theory that they're talking about, does it mean that because we still looked up to mum and dad, well, like mum basically for the first year of our life, would we still relying on them hugely, not each other? But I don't know.
Yeah, of course we would have relied on our parents, 100%. Obviously, I don't know. I've never actually gone into the depth of what my relationship with you means, because we have such a secure attachment, and we always have. Even if things have gone wrong in our relationship, I personally have always felt secure that you'll always be in my life.
Yeah.
And I've never felt that I wouldn't be able to rely on you, push comes to shove.
Oh, 100%.
But I do think that obviously when we were younger, I mean, I guess we had each other, and then we had our parents, which were always relatively secure up until our brother was born. I think that's probably where the attachment style kind of changed, because for anyone that doesn't know, our brother was really, really unwell when he was a baby, and he was in and out of hospital for a long time, and we stayed with our grandparents predominantly. So that does mean that we had that mixture of what you're saying. It's like that kind of distant relationship with our parents, and then that really close relationship with our parents, which would then contribute to anxious attachment, right?
Well, yeah, and I do think they say when you have a second sibling anyway, I think it's hard for any child to adjust to, segregating that sort of attention. But I suppose it was even bigger because, mum and dad weren't in the house anymore. They were obviously very visibly upset a lot of the time, which we saw. And I think I told you this yesterday, actually, when we were talking about attachment styles, that there was a time where I felt guilty for a very, very long time, because I remember crying to mum about because I could see all these pictures of our brother around our house, and of course he was really ill at the time, and I thought, oh, mummy and daddy don't love us anymore because there's no pictures of us anymore, and it's all about our brother and blah blah blah. But obviously I felt guilty completely after, and then when mum asked why I was crying, I was like, I just want him to be okay, and it's really upsetting me that he's not well anymore. Do you know what I mean? Whatever. But obviously,
It's funny because I don't remember feeling anything like that. I don't remember. There's a lot of things I don't remember from
and you'll
then.
say, "Oh, I've blocked." I don't remember it being like that, or
I just remember
else.
it being fine, like feeling absolutely fine about the whole situation. Do not remember feeling remotely emotional about it at all.
I
mean,
think
we were
it is
only
difficult
6, 7,
even when
8.
you're looking at attachment styles, because between the 1 and 3, you might not remember that much, and you don't know what your parents were like with you at that age. So, and it is a difficult conversation with your parents about what they were doing. Our mum was 17 when she had me and you.
Yeah.
So God knows what she was up to at that time. I don't think anything crazy, but
no, we had secure attachment with our parents back then. 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a crazy life out there. But I do feel that I do need some therapy, and I'll tell you why.
Let's just end on that.
No,
go to therapy. Shelby's going to therapy now.
I thought to myself, there's things that come up, and I think, oh well, the reason why I'm anxious attached is because, the partner in the past, I've just spat everywhere. The partner, a partner in the past made me feel like I couldn't, feel secure around them. But if I'm going to be quite honest with myself, there has been so many times that, I used to work in my car, so I used to have to drive everywhere I was going. And I remember like texting, like, the person I was dating at the time. And like, if they just wouldn't reply for like an hour or two, or they changed the plans, like I would all of a sudden feel sick, nauseous. They don't like me anymore. Like, and do you know what's even more annoying? Sometimes I didn't even know if I liked them.
It wasn't about if you like them. It was about the validation of you.
Yeah, it's the
Did
whole
they
rejection.
Want you?
It's like, what the hell? Like, why don't they like me? And I would feel like I couldn't continue my day, and that is ridiculous.
Yes.
And when I did start dating a little bit more seriously, and actually met this girl, and I really thought I liked her. Like, and if I'm being completely honest with myself now, looking back, like I just found her attractive, and this really fucking shallow, and I didn't get to know her, and I over romanticized the whole bloody thing before getting to know, as I have done before,
as lots of people do.
And I remember feeling like I'd gone to her house, and we'd spent a lot of time in a very short amount of time, as one does when you're a lesbian. Is you just meet up one day, and then you decide you're going to spend the rest of your time together, every single second, forever and ever and ever, which is what I did. And then I remember driving back from her house one night, and I felt that the vibes had shifted. I didn't feel as secure. I felt that she didn't like me anymore. Mia, I actually thought I was going to faint and collapse and die. Like, I couldn't drive my car. Like, my vision was blurry. Like, I was overstressing. I was like, literally.
You had a panic attack.
Yeah, I had a panic attack. That is not normal behaviour. And I fear that I've just come to the realisation as we were thinking about attachment theories yesterday and styles, whatever, that this has gone on a lot longer than one
would like.
Yeah. And also, only 20% of the population has an anxious attachment style, so I'm fuming I got put in that category.
But you're not avoidant, which I think is good. And I do think two attachment, I don't know. I reckon that two people with both the same attachment style, like an anxious attachment, could develop a secure attachment if they had the self-awareness that we're both attached, we really want to spend time with each other, but actually what we're going to do is actually be very mindful about spending time apart and what that means. And also, if you're both anxiously attached, do you not think that you would both be like, we know we want to be together right now, but we know it's healthy not to? And then you wouldn't feel so bad.
You're going to make each other worse because you're both so anxiously attached and you start gluing yourself together.
Not if you are self-aware. If you're both sitting there like, we know that we're anxiously attached, we want to have a secure attachment relationship. I actually know that I want to spend a lot of time with you, but I'm going to purposely not. So I'm not worried about you not coming out with me tonight when you're going out with your friends, because I know you'd rather be with me, but I know that it's a good idea for you to have other healthy relationships in your life.
It's good to be with someone who's secure.
Of course.
But anyway, so I made my girlfriend do the test too, and she is half avoidant, half secure.
Ooh, very different to you then.
Yeah, but also quite good, because if she's already halfway there.
Halfway there, yeah,
so
exactly. She's just got to get you halfway there, hasn't she?
She's just got to drag me along for the ride.
Absolutely. Right, we're going to have to finish up there because we are going off and off and off.
We do.
But listen, thank you so much. Get us on social media. We're on Instagram and we're on TikTok. We're also on Snapchat as Mia and Shelby, or Shelby and Mia. Try it whichever way.
We're
can't remember.
actually on Snapchat as Gossip in the Closet, and we are on Gossip in the Closet on every single platform. So please follow, subscribe, like, comment. You can call me a bitch. I am a bitch to Mia. And I hope you guys listen to the next episode. We're doing queries next.
Bye.
Gossip in the closet.